Hello, welcome to another episode of Game Juice Podcast. I'm Bren.
I'm Spidey.
And today, which we're late, which is my fault. But
yes, that's fine.
It is my fault, but...
That's fine.
You just stop being late. It's super annoying. But at least we get it out week per week.
Well, also, you just got a management position, so there's a difference. Yeah. So,
yeah, we got news. Spidey
bad
news. He's got news.
Bad news.
So, I'm going to enjoy, so let's hear it.
Miyamoto, our boy, the Nintendo head of the Nintendos, he announced the Zelda movie. No trailers, no nothing, but it's
Why is this bad news?
It's live action.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's
gonna be bad then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've
if it was
talked
cartoon, I was like, that's sick. But if
I've talked to people.
Animation, I mean.
I've talked to people, and they'd be like, "Oh, it might be cool." I'm like,
could be cool.
It could be cool. It could be.
Probably gonna be bad though.
But I'm worried. You
hope for the best, but seriously, with this, you should expect the worst for sure because it's probably
yes.
I don't see how you could possibly. Why would they go live action with that? Of all the things, I would rather have them go live action with Mario.
Yeah, because it works. Because it might be like fun it might be fun with
even
Mario.
The Mario movie. I haven't seen it, but it looks. Everyone has told me they love it.
I want to watch it really bad.
Like I'm not kidding. Like most adults I speak to are like, "Oh yeah, it was really good."
I honestly wish I would have watched it in theaters, but yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm concerned because
that is strange.
What
strange call?
Story are they going to go for? Is the question. What story? That's one question. That's my first question. What story? Because that's more important than anything. That's more important than who you choose to play Link. That's more important than any of that stuff.
Is it more important than who you play Link?
Because
who plays Link is probably the most important.
It is important, but what I'm saying is if the story sucks and he's a good actor...
So if it's a good Link and the story's bad...
It's like...
I would prefer that over the story. I would prefer having a better Link.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, but
because if it's a bad Link, I don't care how good the story is. I'm going to hate it.
So
that's not true. It could be incredible and it could be incredible.
So
because Uncharted,
it was good. It was very good.
It was good, but it wasn't like it was good.
It wasn't like this.
It was like good for the people who like the games.
But
it wasn't like mind blowing good. But it was good. But because I love Uncharted. Yeah, it was good.
We have a ton of actors we would have picked for Nathan Drake. Like I'm saying, an older Nathan Drake. We would have picked.
He did better than I thought, which is
he wasn't like your number one choice. Though,
Mark Wahlberg was a great Sully,
and some people.
And I think he could have been a good older Sully, even if they made him look older.
Some people said he would have been Nate, which I think he's too old.
He'd have to be taller. He doesn't have any kind of...
No, I would have chosen... My choice back in the day was Carl Urban. You know, the guy with the two straps. Plays Bones and also plays one of the characters in...
He'd be good. But he also looks a little... he would be
It's like his hair... When I saw him with those straps and Almost Human and that...
yeah.
Like...
He's closer looking than...
Like, that's what I'm saying. Of all the people that I thought of... I also thought Sean from Psych would be a good pick back in the day.
But he's kind of nerdy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
he has some qualities.
James Roday is... But what I'm saying for this is I'm scared. I'm scared. So, with stories, they have so many things. They could either go original or pick something to adapt, which, knowing Nintendo, they'll probably go for something original, but if they do adapt something, what story would you want to be picked? Like, what game's story? If you could pick any game, any of the games, any of them. Just like any of the Zelda games.
Probably Link to the Past.
That's true. That's a classic. That is a classic game.
Link to the Past or like Ocarina.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the only...
Well, because...
Or Majora's Mask, but I would want
you'd have
to do it in order.
You'd have to have Ocarina of Time.
Because my first thought was besides Link to the Past, was Majora's Mask, because I think that'd make a cool movie.
And it's the same Link, though.
Because with the mask, you can make it, like, creepy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the same Link,
it's
so
the same
I would
Link,
want
so
to do...
That's the problem. If they weren't connected at all...
Because Ocarina of Time would be a great movie.
There's
like, love...
Oh, yeah.
There's like, magic, there's...
There's courage. There's
scary stuff.
characters
There's
that are
characters
fun.
that are great. Like you could do.
You got Saria, you got Darunia, the Goron, you got Princess Ruto, you
but
got
at the same
Malin.
time, yeah, Majora's Masks with the mask would be sick. Like switching.
Oh, 100%. For me, I would be okay with either. I wouldn't be like. For me, I'd be okay with any of those. Those options are
If
what
you were
I
to pick Majora's Mask, I would want you to do Ocarina of Time first, though.
That's true.
But but I would still watch a movie that was based off that standalone.
Oh, same, dude. If it was Majora's Mask.
But Link to the Past, I think, because Link to the Past, I know graphically it's.
Oh, who cares?
Whatever, I don't care. I think it's. I
honestly
really like it, but
the graphics.
I actually like the graphical style.
The graphics mean nothing.
But I think that movie, it has so much. You could make such a good movie based on
dude,
that.
No kidding.
The whole mirror that takes you to the dark realm.
I remember that. Yeah,
dude,
the mirror,
would be like
the bunny thing.
Take
you got
mirror world or whatever.
Aghanim, the Ganondorf disguised as Aghanim.
Dude, you could make it. You'd have to
obviously change the story up a little.
To not make it so crazy because it's too crazy. It's like it's in game form. It's awesome.
you got the maidens you got to rescue, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You got the Master Discovery. This was the first game with the Master
But you
Sword.
don't want to make it too. The game is too crazy to put in a movie. It's going to be like people are going to be like, "What the?" You'd have to obviously you have to adapt it.
There's
really
a lot
well.
of temples and stuff.
You'd have to adapt it really well.
There's a lot of temples.
Whereas
There's a lot
Ocarina
of
of Time,
Ocarina of
would be
Time,
easier to adapt.
You'd have to split into a two-parter because child, adult. I'm only saying that because
You wouldn't have to.
It would be ideal because
What would be ideal is I could see
pacing-
him go through all the temples.
Yes,
Because that would be awesome.
that's what I'm saying. If you
But
split
they're not gonna
both
do
of
that.
them,
They're
you
not gonna
have
do that.
4 beginning. And I'm only saying that because the characters in the child timeline... Like, imagine if it ended on that cliffhanger where Ganondorf gets the ocarina... not gets the ocarina, but he almost gets the ocarina, and he's about to, like, kill Link. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
And then we end on that. That's how I would do it. You start out with his childhood and, developing all that stuff. But then you go through the temples and
Realistically,
stuff.
they're going to probably do multiple movies anyway.
That's
if
true.
It's a hit, so you might get that.
That's what
They're
I'm
not
saying.
going to make a complete movie.
No.
It's going to be like... Well, I don't know. With Mario...
Mario was one movie, but the difference was Mario. You can do anything. You can do anything with Mario.
You could end a movie and then just make a totally new movie, and we would be like, oh, with
Yeah.
a different voice, and we would just be like, oh, cool, another
It's
Mario
like-
movie.
It's Mario. It's Mario. It's fun. You can enjoy it.
Link is
Interesting.
he's way too serious of a character to just have him be.
Just
whatever.
have some
That would be
random
whatever.
wacky story, unless Wind Waker. I will say, but that's the problem. So if I was doing,
Well, I was thinking if they did a movie, Wind Waker would be great. If they're doing a,
yes, animated because
although
that
they
would
could
be
do an
so
animated and have
good.
Link be like Ocarina.
Yes,
Kinda.
that's what I'm saying. That was my
That would
ideal
be like
situation.
fantastic.
But they're not going to do it because
That's what I'm saying is like if they did Link to the Past, but with the movie style, like a movie where the like CGI was like
very
Ocarina of Time, it would be like it would be incredible.
Oh, dude, and especially that art style, dude. That art style is so good, and that's why I'm gonna be honest.
I do think Link to the Past would be a very cool movie, but it's going to be hard to adapt into a movie. Ocarina, I think, kind of adapts itself.
Well, because it was such a linear game. Like Link to the Past was more. You got a big world you can
so
explore.
much. It's so chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fun. It'd be a lot harder to make like a good movie where people weren't like, "Oh, this is way worse."
It's not like there's a specific character. You're like, wow, look at this character and that.
Yeah.
It's more so the game itself and the world is more so
Yeah.
what you're sucked into, and that's what's cool about it. It's not about like Ocarina of Time's more about you got these characters, you got this story. Because without that, obviously, it wouldn't be the game it is. That's part of what makes it what it is. But if I'm going to be honest, if they're going to do an original story, I don't care. Just make it good. Do either. I'd be okay with either. But if you're going to do it, make it good. I know that's an obvious thing to say, but these days, people don't make things good.
No. See, that's why when the Mario movie was so good, for what people say, I haven't watched it. I'm sure I'd love it, but if they did like a animation style like that, I was like, this is promising for a Zelda movie because I was like, for sure they're gonna do Zelda because it's their other like most selling thing.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, they're gonna do Zelda.
So I was like, dude, if they do this kind of animation,
that'd be kind of cool.
Well, I don't even know what kind of animation is it called.
It's
CGI?
just CG. It's just 3D stuff.
Okay, so CG. If they did a CG movie with, like they did with Mario, with obviously Mario, it's like perfect to have that kind of.
Oh, it's perfect
style.
because Mario.
But if you do that with Zelda, it's also perfect.
I was
like,
thinking,
once I heard that was good, I was like, I'm kind of stoked.
You know, it's funny
that if they do a Zelda movie in the same style as this Mario movie, it might be a bad.
I was thinking copying the manga style of Ocarina of Time.
Like just doing
the
anime?
manga art, yeah. Because for me, I was like, what does
cool,
Link
but
fit into? Anime?
He does.
Like, he looks so anime, dude.
He does, but I would definitely rather have him be CG.
Like, for me, it's like, I get it because the game was, like, the games are typically 3D.
Plus, it would just fit, yeah.
But for me, it's like, dude, the art style.
Plus, they killed it with Mario so hard.
Cool in that. For me, I'm gonna
but
be
instead
honest
they
here.
do live. They choose live. They kill it with this CG Mario movie.
Yep.
And they choose live action for Zelda.
Which,
if you're gonna choose live action for a movie, don't have it be Zelda.
Like, look, I get why they did it.
It would be less corny to have you do Mario Kart.
Oh, agreed.
For live action.
Oh, 100%. Honestly, it's because Mario Kart's hilarious and fun, and you can kind of, you can.
Because you had that fan made trailer for the live action Mario Kart. Remember?
I remember seeing a couple videos where these guys rocket jump.
Yeah,
have you ever seen that? Rocket Jump did.
And they
a video,
and I was like, that's
basically
actually kind of cool. Like that would work.
Yeah,
I would watch that.
Replace it with Mario characters, and you've got like a 10 out of 10 movie. And that's the problem is this is Zelda, and Zelda is a very serious story. Most of the time, it's not goofy. Even Wind Waker has its serious tones, especially like
it does. Big time.
Ganondorf getting his head stabbed, like as his finishing. You know, that's
interesting. What are people saying about it besides the people you talk to in person? I mean, like, what is the internet saying about it?
Mixed. I've seen a lot of optimism.
It's like I'm gonna watch it.
I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh,
it would have to, like I could like it. I'm not saying like I'm gonna watch it. Like I could genuinely enjoy it. You would just have to be so killer. You would either have to make the actors and the world so amazing, or the story like, preferably both. I would rather have the atmosphere and the actor.
Oh, 100%. The actor.
The story's like no. I don't know.
For me,
I don't know how you're gonna make the story.
Good story, good actor. That's my opinion. If you can have one good actor, this is what I'll give Nintendo.
We're talking about like the guy who's gonna be Zelda or Link for like who knows how long.
That's true. They might make more movies. This will expand the franchise.
Okay, well, who would you pick to be Link if?
Okay, so if you want, first I want to go through the choices that people talked about.
I know who I would pick.
Some people said Tom Holland, and I was like,
Tom Holland.
Uncharted, Nathan Drake.
Oh.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
He could be okay.
It's like, but he's been in everything, though.
Yes.
That's my problem.
He could be okay. I was gonna say Timothy Chalamet.
Who's that?
The guy who's gonna play Wonka.
Oh yeah. I remember him.
I think he would do a killer Link.
You know what I think would be a funny choice for Link? Chris Hemsworth. That would just be hilarious.
It would be funny.
I don't think he'd fit Link.
He's not scrawny enough.
He's also too old, too muscular. That's why I thought about it.
Logan?
A muscular beefcake old man Link.
Yeah, well, he needs to be. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet, I think, would be good.
Daniel Radcliffe?
He could.
Kind of dweeby.
He could. He's kind of dweeby. I was thinking if he was younger still.
Yeah, if he was.
Not
Daniel, but.
There's somebody else I had in mind if he was, like, younger than he is now, but I lost my train of thought.
Well, for you, this is your realm, because live action-wise, I'm terrible at, like... Most of the actors I know of are old.
I had one that I was like, in my head I was like, if he was younger, he'd be great, but I can't. Oh, Orlando Bloom.
Oh yeah, dude. No, that'd be a brilliant pick because Legolas,
dude.
Was
young. Yeah, I literally was like, Legolas was like a Link.
He basically was Link. I didn't think about that.
But not now. He's too old now. But if it was like him when he was younger,
I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna look up Orlando Bloom.
His nose is a little bit off, but I think the rest of him was.
How old is Orlando Bloom?
You could make him look younger.
He's like 46.
You could make him look younger, but preferably he'd be younger.
That's risky because you can do techniques to make him look younger, but there's See what I'm saying about live
Or if
action?
it was young Mark Hamill.
Yeah, dude, he
Not
would
his
be
voice,
idealistic.
but how he looks.
I know he would have been great. He would have been great as Link, but unfortunately,
these are all things that we won't have.
There
I
is-
think Timothée Chalamet was my immediate thought.
I actually have a pick that might shock you. And next time, for the
It's
audience,
actually not even Timothy, it's Timothy.
for the audience's sake, next time I'm gonna figure out a way so we can, flip between, browse. I almost knocked over a bottle. Browser window and this, so we can show the audience more stuff. But right now, I'm in the process of figuring
2
it out.
seconds.
That's true. I do have I'd have to turn off the camera and then move to the second
Turn off
window.
you have to
So I'd have to do this.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So they're seeing this now.
So yes. So
Yeah.
you know who I was thinking of? The guy.
We can set up better transitions later, but at least it works.
Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier actor. Because people said they wanted him as Luke, kinda. He'd be an incredible. He's got a Mark Hamill-ish face.
I love him being Luke. Luke was kind of a handsome guy.
No, dude, he was very handsome. Mark Hamill was awesome.
Though they gave him a lot of credit on the posters. On the posters, he's like,
no,
he's
the
like
artist
the
made him
posters.
muscular. The
Yeah.
artist, and what's funny is that's so against the story. Luke is supposed to be kind of a whiny farm boy, and that's who he is. He grows up. So they kind of missed the.
Okay, so this guy being Link, I could see.
That's what I'm saying.
And he definitely looks too old.
Type
of Timothy.
Chalamet?
Yeah,
Chalamet or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see.
Dude, he would be such a good Link.
I could see it. He's got the young looking face.
Yeah. Obviously, I feel like if he'd have to round out his face a little bit, gain a little weight.
Get a little bit more.
The jawline's
definition.
too tight, but if it was a little wider, it'd be like, dude.
Oh, agreed. He might have to get a little tone, because Link's a little tone.
Yeah.
He's a little bit toned. He's not, muscular.
Yeah.
But any other actors I can think of, I can't really think of anyone. I mean, who else? Because all the actors that I would have thought have gotten older. So, what younger actors are out there?
Type in young Orlando Bloom. Yeah, dude.
Oh, he could have been Link.
He could be
He's got the chiseled chin. No, he could have been Link for sure. Some people say Aragorn could have been Link. Vigo.
He's always looked old.
Vigo, yeah. It's to his credit, that was what the character was supposed to be. But
Look at him as Legolas right there. So.
Oh no, it's literally perfect.
Would
that would
be
literally
literally
perfect.
like Link.
Slap a green hat on that, and then you basically have Link. He even has the strap, the bow strap. So it's very much. Who is the guy next to him? Who is? Oh, that's Orlando Bloom. They just photoshopped Orlando Bloom in front of Orlando Bloom.
That's not Orlando Bloom.
Who is that?
This is the Amazon Lord of the Rings show.
Oh, I've never seen it. So for me, did you like it?
I liked it, but a lot of Lord of the Rings fans hated it. But I enjoyed it. I'm just a person these days where I'm just trying to enjoy stuff. I don't have to think it doesn't have to meet my it's like when I read the Harry Potter books. I love the Harry Potter books, and then you watch the movies, and the movies are amazing.
But they're not as good.
But the books are better. So it's I could be a baby, they're not as good as the Banks, but it's no duh.
There are some.
So for me, I'm dude. In some ways, the movies are more fun than the books. They're awesome.
Yeah. As long as you're accurate.
I just want to have an open mind about it and be like,
this is the thing.
I want to go and have fun, and they killed it with how much info into the movies. The movies were amazing. So
if you want to,
I can complain. I could find somebody to complain about if I wanted. But
here's the thing: as long as you're accurate to what it was, the tone of it, I'm totally okay. And you can be a little different too. I'm not saying you can't be different, but as long as it's faithful.
If the tone is off
to the vision of
it's blech. It's the worst thing you could ever do.
It's
the tone. That's what I was trying to say with Zelda. It's if you get the atmosphere and a good Link, the story could be mad. I'd be this was sick still.
Well, because they're gonna, what Link they're gonna pick.
Because they're probably not getting a story as good as what I want to see, which is fine. But they could nail everything else.
And this is kind of interesting. I find it interesting they chose live action. Personally,
Oh yeah, back to that. Dude, CG They clearly made a banger movie. They could do CG so well, clearly.
You remember how freaking bad the live-action Disney stuff was, like how much they fell apart in comparison to like the OG.
I actually think the Aladdin was too bad.
It was not even close to the original, though.
No, but it's like, how are you gonna? It's just not really.
I don't know. There's like you have to like really.
You'd almost be better off just doing a shot for shot
recreation of the movie.
Yeah, almost. Maybe not even shot for shot, but like exact same style of like,
because
he looks the same, he dresses the same.
Because you remember
the sets look the same.
You remember Jafar from this? Like he was terrible. Yeah. Like look at that.
He was an odd.
He was an odd casting choice. Like the look isn't terrible. Like this is how Arabic people looked.
We want Jafar. Where's his messed up teeth? Where's his curly?
Yeah. Where's like the dark looking, intimidating character? Oh, dude, think about Ganondorf.
Like, obviously, you're not gonna get a guy. Jafar looks like a freak, but like this guy's just not it.
No, he's not. But what about Ganondorf?
Aladdin was. I will say Will Smith did a pretty good job with Genie, I thought.
Oh, he was all right. He just.
But it's hard to beat Robin Williams. He's just the best of the best.
So, what about Ganondorf? What are they going to do for this guy? Is the question. Because that's Twilight Princess Ganondorf.
Oh, easy. Ron Perlman.
Not a bad idea, actually. I didn't think about
just
that.
Like, easily.
And he's older. Ganondorf.
And you could do stuff with his face, making him look. He just has that face.
I mean, he looks old anyways. Ganondorf looks old. You know who I would have picked for Zelda?
Oh, Zelda's good. Who would you pick for Ganondorf, though?
For Ganondorf, probably Ron Perlman. I mean, I can't think of anyone else. Who else would you pick?
Type in Ron Perlman. Let's get a little here.
Oh, because you know that like there he is. You know,
he'd obviously have to do.
He has that face,
but he has that build of a face. It's there.
He's got that build. He's got the nose. Because Ganondorf's nose is big.
Is that his
wife?
Why does she look so much younger than him?
That's what actors do, man. They marry younger.
Sorry, this is so off topic. What does that say? Moves in with new girlfriend 47.
Makes him feel
after
younger.
Split with wife of 38 years. Anyway.
So for Zelda, I was thinking Emma Stone.
Zelda? Oh, she would be very good.
Because I don't know how old she is.
That doesn't matter. She looks young enough.
Like, she looks young to me. I like that face. Notice the
she was
the outfit.
She was such a good Gwen Stacy.
Obviously got some censoring that I'm doing in post, but
that's not that bad.
Anywho, yes, I think that's who you should pick for Zelda. Who else are you gonna pick?
She is very good Zelda. I thought Anne Hathaway would be really good.
Oh, dude, Anne Hathaway is like Anne Hathaway is like.
Emma Stone might have more of the look about her, though.
Anne Hathaway.
I don't know, though. Anne Hathaway is such a princess vibe.
She is gorgeous. Gorgeous woman.
But I do feel like she doesn't look as elf.
She's Belle. She's more Belle looking. You know what I'm saying?
She doesn't look as elfy as.
It's got more of a Belle.
As Emma does.
Yeah, she got more of a Belle.
In a nice way.
Yeah. Like, Emma's got more of a.
I had another one. Oh, Cara Delevingne.
Cara?
Actually, Cara Delevingne would be amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I think I would pick her. I think she'd be an incredible Zelda.
Not a bad idea. Honestly, I think that's good. I think she has the youngest looking face out of all of them. You know, it's like, if you're going to do Zelda, you got to have a...
Well, Emma looks young.
Like, Emma looks young, but...
So does Anne Hathaway, really. But I think Cara just has that elf...
You'd be thinking of Gwen...
Type in her with, type in Cara Delevingne, Carnival Row.
Carnival Row. I am terrible at spelling, clearly. So you're thinking more of that.
Not looking like that, but look at... I mean, she's got she's just got the fairy vibe. She's got the whole Zelda fairy vibe.
It's very it's her face.
She would be so good at being Zelda, I think.
Perfect. Really perfect. It's more so the face.
Yeah.
It's more so the face, I think, that sells him the really,
Zelda
really blue
Zelda,
eyes.
But, hey, Zelda's not a fairy. She's like an elf, right?
Yeah, she's a Highland, like Link.
Like Link, okay. Anyway, she'd be a good Highland.
So we got, well, for Link, I mean, I don't know who you're going to pick.
I think Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Personally.
But, like, I can't think of any other actors.
Well, we said Orlando Bloom if he was
young Mark Hamill, but that's like
true. He'd be really. I think he would have been really.
That's why I picked that other guy because so many people, the Winter Soldier guy, because so many people think he could have been.
If he was younger, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
You can make him look younger easily.
He's very obviously you're not going to pick Mark Hamill because he's an old man.
Yeah,
he's an old man, but
yeah.
Mark Hamill would have been the best choice in his youth. Like, that would have been the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like Timothy Chalamet the most.
Like,
that or Orlando Bloom.
But man, like...
I think Timothy right now would be, like, such a good Link.
Well, he's the only person who looks age appropriate.
And then Ron
Perlman.
And then I think her.
There's no one else.
Emma Stone also is... I'd be totally fine with that.
Oh, agreed. There's no one else. I mean, I guess you could have Tingle, but he's like, no one cares about Tingle.
Tingle?
You can just, you know what?
Hey, Tingle.
I'd choose for Tingle Will Ferrell. He's supposed to look old. Tingle's like 35. Just, and just.
Dang, dude. That's like my age.
And yeah,
that's TJ.
But he looks older.
TJ.
Tingle, I mean,
TJ is 35.
You know how old
Tingle is.
Like,
dang, he's old.
I'm not saying dang, he's old, but I'm saying he's in a skin tight, like.
No, I know, he's a weird.
He's a creep. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying
There's
is like
more staples in that. What about the little green haired elf?
Dude, Saria. There's no way they're gonna.
They're not gonna put her, and also it would be like the same people we picked.
Yeah.
Emma Stone would be great.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Emma Stone is
Zelda, and Cara Delevingne is
Saria. Oh my goodness.
Would be like perfect. I feel like
Malin.
Because Emma does have that more Zelda vibe to me.
She does. That's what I'm saying. Like she has that very. I mean, she's gorgeous, obviously,
because Zelda's very like tall and she's like thin.
Yeah, the fairy. Yeah, the Kokiri are kind of like.
She's just like graceful seeming.
The Kokiri are very innocent looking. Zelda's like
Kara's
regal
like,
and
fits that. Actually, now that I think about it, Kara fits that other girl so much.
Oh, sorry, yeah, dude.
Like so much.
Yeah, no, agreed. I think. Well, they're gonna have the struggles of.
They're not gonna have Sari in
the Kokiri. I would have her because she's such a good character. Like she is like.
They should have.
10 out of 10.
I'm just saying I don't think they will.
And I would just take away the Kokiri curse thing where they stay kids. I just think that limits the romance potential.
You could say that she stays like.
Yeah, like
people
immortal,
have ageless things that don't have to be a child.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that. That's one thing that kind of
be like a woman, and then it's like less.
Yeah,
weird.
it's like elves from Lord of the Rings. They never age. They stay the same, and that's what I'm saying.
They look like adults.
Yeah,
that they do age to a point, and then they stop getting older.
Yes, and that's the problem. So other than that, there's no staple characters.
So they are immortal, but they also grow up into an adult.
The Zora princess, you just make up someone. You just make up the crap out of someone. If you had
Actually,
a Ruto.
Are elves immortal in Lord of the Rings, or they just?
I thought they were.
I think they are.
I think they're ageless.
Yeah, because they are ageless because they don't like pass on into heaven. They get taken to heaven because they at a certain point they survive for they don't die. So
it's basically an Elijah situation.
Yeah, they get carried to heaven, and even in Lord of the Rings they do. So
I've never seen it. It'd be cool if you could. Of course, they don't show that.
But you've seen Lord of the Rings movies. What do you mean?
I've seen them, but I'm saying I don't remember.
That happened in the Amazon show is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They show them go.
Which they should have done for, I don't know. What I'm saying is fight scenes, what are we thinking? So we got sword combat, obviously. You know what I'd like? Knights. I'd like the Ganondorf to have like knights and stuff as his like army. Not just monsters like.
You shouldn't have monsters at all out of it.
Like, because in Ocarina of Time, you had those...
That's where I think that Link to the Past did well, because it's all knights.
Yeah.
Like actual knights. Not all, but there's...
The only time there were knights in Ocarina of Time was with the Iron Knuckles, with their giant axes. That's about it.
Yeah, what what were Ganondorf's men even? They were
just bosses. Bosses.
Like, what were the temples?
The temples.
Crew?
He would come in there and like corrupt the place, basically.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Actually, I not even couldn't remember. I didn't even know that's what he was doing as a kid.
No.
I was like, oh, like you got to fight these temples.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about why. I just did it.
Basically, he's keeping the stones away from Link. Somehow, I don't even. The explanation's very little.
I don't remember them even telling you that.
Like, Phantom Ganon is one of Ganondorf's minions. You know, he rides on his horse, goes to the paintings.
I know him. He's cool.
That would be cool to see. Dark Link? How about we make Dark Link a full-fledged character? Not just some stupid shadow he fights.
You want to know something? This is just on the verge of Nintendo. Want to know something that I was really hoping that they would have in the Mario movie? Mario Paint.
Oh, yeah, you're talking Shadow Mario. Yeah.
I was really hoping, like, rather than going the classic Bowser route,
a different villain.
that you go, which they could still do at some point.
Yeah, it's like Jack Black's
because
alright.
they killed it. Bowser was sick, obviously,
Jack
and I
Black
love Bowser, but I was really thinking it'd be cool to have Shadow Mario.
Something original.
Shadow Mario is, like, awesome.
Well,
I always called him Mario Paint. I didn't even realize his name was.
I called him that too, dude, because he paints.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Shadow Mario. I remember, they even say that in the stage select that it's Shadow Mario. My foot is asleep. Oh my gosh. They even say that it's Shadow Mario. That's his name.
That's who I thought that'd be. Obviously, the movie's great, and I love Bowser, but I
was
thought
like,
it'd be cool if it was Shadow Mario. That'd be really cool.
Well, you have a couple Zelda villains you could pick. You had Vaddie. He's in Minish Cap. He's like a giant eyeball thing.
No one's gonna be cooler than Ganondorf.
No one. But like for henchmen, you got Vaddie, you got Dark Link, you got Zant. He's from Twilight Princess. There's a lot of characters you could pick for his main.
Imagine them doing like a really good scene for when you're fighting Ganondorf and you're like reflecting his balls back at him.
Oh yeah, going whoosh, whoosh.
That used to creep me out so much as a kid when he's just floating there and you're like in the castle.
Well, he's calmly floating, just watching.
And I remember, dude, imagine them doing that really well in live action. It'd be like,
oh, it'd be amazing.
It'd be incredible.
But it's almost that's what I'm saying.
They're not gonna have nuance to even pick that scene.
That's what I'm saying.
That scene would be like an incredible thing to do.
If you want,
but they're not even gonna have the foresight to even like reference that.
I get the feeling we're gonna have Ganondorf at least, like actual Ganondorf.
Yeah.
They're not gonna put like Calamity Ganon from Breath of the Wild. You know what I think?
We're gonna have actual Ganondorf, but we're not gonna get that floating.
No.
It's like, dude, where's the just.
And the lightning, dude. Remember that Ganon fight where he knocks the sword out of your hand and then you have to get it back? Like, oh my goodness.
I feel like they'll most likely loosely be based off Ocarina of Time.
It has to be because what other not
gonna pick Link to the Past or like
the only two I can think of. Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, but Twilight Princess is a risk.
Majora's Mask, they're not
massive.
Majora's Mask would be awesome, but they're not going to do that first.
Yeah.
So Ocarina of Time, you can't go wrong with Ocarina of Time. You just can't.
No.
It's their safest bet by far.
You don't want to do Twilight Princess because that is a risky. I like that game, but that's risky.
I never played it. It looks cool.
It's risky.
From what you've told me,
it's a risky move.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
It's risky. Well, it's risky because most people who played it, like people like it. It's now getting up there in the whole Zelda series. Like people are starting to give it more credit for what it was doing.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying Ocarina of Time is like that's the blockbuster icon.
Icon.
I'm not saying it's going to be exactly that, but I think that's clear what they're going to be, at least loosely based.
It has to be. It has to be, because you can't do the Oracle games.
Oh my gosh! Imagine like if Link's bad, it's going to be like the worst.
Oh, yeah. Just imagine
if Link or Zelda is bad, it's going to be if Link, Zelda, or Ganondorf is bad, it's going to be horrible.
Well, who
else? At least if Ganondorf's not the greatest, I feel like you might be able to survive. You know,
maybe. I don't think so. Well, what I'm saying is
obviously it's gonna suck. But
if Ganondorf's not the greast, then
I think it's salvageable.
Yes, it's salvageable. I'm not saying
it's gonna be good.
Or if Zelda's bad too, that's pretty bad too.
If Link or Zelda's bad, it's gonna be terrible. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be bad.
Like you could pick some.
Unless Zelda's just not in it much, and she's bad. Would be the only way.
That's true, but that's not going to happen.
But she better be in it a lot.
Agreed.
Or I'm going to be mad about that.
Are they going to do the companion character thing? Like, are they going to have Navi? Are they going to have? Are they going to have?
There's no way they don't have Navi. There's no way.
Are they going to have the boat?
They might do it a little differently, but...
Because the only characters you have to pick of those are Eslo, the Cap, from Minish Cap.
Are we going to see Sheik?
Are we going to see Sheik? And if not, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, me too. We're not going to see Sheik in the first... At least not in the first
No,
movie.
no. There's no way. Honestly, so the way Mario did it, Mario had Donkey Kong in it.
Yeah.
It had almost everything. From
but
what
it's
I
such
saw.
a goofy...
That's true. You
Mario's
can kind
so
of slam everything into
We're all like,
it.
this is awesome.
Whereas Zelda, it's like, okay, why is it's like, why is Zant or Vaddie here? Like, why would these villains be here from other games? That would be kind of cringe because they deserve their own movies in their own right. And there's also Varen. She's like a witch chick from Oracle of Ages. She takes the timeline and like messes it up and corrupts like Nehru, who's one of the goddesses. She was that blue-haired chick. And they're not going to put her in the movie because honestly, that whole game never made any sense to me because Nehru is a goddess, but there's someone who has her name and is still alive and kicking and in the mortal world. It's interesting. It's interesting. But I'm saying there are some characters you could pull from. The Golden Goddesses, Nehru, Din, Furore, they've been in there. You know, they created Hyrule. They had all this stuff. They could be in there. That would be a little out there, in my opinion, because you'd have too many characters. I would probably stick to the standard Zelda, Link, Ganondorf, obviously, but who else are you going to put in there? Saria, maybe, I'd say. Mido, the kid who hates Link, maybe.
No, there has to be something with the ranch. 100%.
Oh, Lon Lon Ranch with her. Yeah, Melon.
And you better be giving me the Ocarina.
Oh, yeah.
And you better be giving me masterpieces of the original song, of those songs.
Oh, you better have playing songs.
Be like...
I would be okay if there were segments where he whoops out his Ocarina and plays the songs. Like that would be so
they're going
cool.
to. Like, they have to at least have one scene where he's doing it.
Because you can't just have... You
better have the Ocarina. You better.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we take inspiration from the manga. So we start out with his mom.
Did you read the whole manga?
No, but I know a decent amount of it. I've listened to a lot of it.
Oh, you didn't actually read the book?
No. But which I should, honestly. But what I'm saying is so we start out with his childhood. You know, we got his mom running away from Ganondorf soldiers.
The manga.
And then she, you know, his dad's like fighting. Maybe his dad sacrifices himself to, you know, save the mom, like the actual thing. And then they go off into the woods. And then she, you know, she's on the verge of death. Ganondorf's soldiers are coming after her. She's running, panicked into the night. And then we just see her find the Deku tree. And then she, you know, notices the tree talks because he protects her. Maybe the tree will protect her. Yeah. Oh, okay. Just destroy Ganondorf's minions. I know that sounds ridiculous. I don't think they're going
to take anything from the manga at all.
I'm only saying that because it adds so much to it.
That's really cool. I just don't see them doing that.
And then...
maybe.
Because Nintendo always leaves things ambiguous, which is irritating. Like, I want to know about Link.
I can never tell if that's just lazy or because...
It's an artistic... It's an artistic thing.
Okay, I want to be careful of how I say this, because it's not... Actually, I don't need to be careful, because I'm not saying anything bad, but... Like... I feel like Asian writers make things confusing constantly, either by telling you nothing.
Too much, or saying too much.
Or saying too much that doesn't connect to each other at all.
Yeah, just saying too much stuff.
I.e. Kingdom Hearts. I.e.
Oh, yeah, no.
Zelda as a whole in some ways. Not
Zelda,
as
the
Hearts,
timeline? Oh my gosh, dude. The timeline
I.e.
so
honestly, some Metal Gear stuff.
Metal Gear is the most...
I.e.
Don't even try to understand.
Smash Bros.
I mean, that's not even... Yeah, they didn't even try.
I.e. You know...
It's like...
I can think of count. There's one that I'm forgetting. It's like a major... Final Fantasy.
The reason why I'm saying this is because Link's childhood in Kokiri Forest kind of sucks. Like, you know, kids are bullying him, treating him like he's an outsider. Yeah. And if you're going to establish him being in there, you have to establish how he got there. Because people are going to be like, how the frick did he get into...
He doesn't have a fairy.
They're just going to have a wall of text. Like, that would be the laziest explanation ever.
No, they're going to show... They're going to show something.
Do show, don't tell. It doesn't even have to have dialogue. Just have the woman running in the rain with the baby, and then she finds the tree.
That'd be cool, but if that's from the manga, I don't know.
Because dude, that's literally, if you miss out on that, guess what happens? There's no history. There's no backstory. I'm not saying have a whole thing with Link's dad talking and...
They'll show something. They won't just have Link be in the full... Like, it won't just be like...
If they're doing Ocarina of Time and then...
I don't know, though. They might just have it... I don't know how they'll do it. That's the thing, though. I wouldn't...
Like, you have to...
I wouldn't want to be these guys.
It's an unfortunate position.
They got a lot of big shoes to fill.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
The biggest shoes.
Massive. This isn't like Mario.
We really shouldn't even be attempting it in this way, realistically.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you...
It shouldn't be live action. That in and of itself is already...
Why would you pick live action Zelda? Like, why would you sit down and think...
Yeah, because then you have to worry about casting. Like, we might be checked out the second we see who you cast.
Oh, yeah, dude. They could pick, like, the lamest... He's got, like, freckles all over his face.
Because at least... I love it.
Or he's just too muscle-bound.
Who's the guy who did Uncharted?
Oh, yeah, Tom Holland.
I love that people... Because he looks so young and has that kind of...
Yeah, they're like, dude...
childlike vibe about him. Like, people are like...
But also...
he was a better Nate than I expected. But,
that's true, but
he also wasn't that great of a Nate.
He looked like Kid Nate. That's what it was.
Yeah, he looked like Kid Nate. That's really...
But if he grows up, what are they going to do? Like, him with a beard would just look like a preteen with a beard or a teenager.
They wouldn't continue with him as Nate, for sure. I don't even know if they'll make another Uncharted.
I mean, Bucks definitely... the Bucks in the theater were pretty high.
Was it?
Yeah.
Here, look that up.
It grossed...
I don't think it was that high, was it?
And we'll even
I bet it was a flop.
Now it's finally populated. All right, so Uncharted movie box office. So 407 million.
What was the budget?
Let me look at the budget.
Okay, so it was... Is that all together? Okay, yeah.
Budget. 120 million
that's
USD.
A success.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a definite success.
I mean, that's...
All right. That's a success.
That's what I'm saying is...
Look up and see if they've said anything about an Uncharted 2 movie.
Uncharted 2, yeah, I think they have. Like, we'll even check here. I don't know if it's going to happen necessarily, but let me go to future. So, he said, we had a really good time with the movie. The fans really liked the movie, and people didn't know anything about the game. That didn't know anything about the game really liked the movie. So we're looking forward to making another one of those.
We've really liked? He said the fans really liked the movie, and people who didn't know anything about the game really liked the movie. So
yeah, which is a good sign.
I wouldn't say I really liked it, but it was good enough for me to enjoy.
It was good, honestly.
So yeah, for you making something that's like one of my favorite games of all time, and me not hating it, you did a pretty good job.
Oh, same. Honestly, this was way better.
But was it like
10 out of 10 material? No.
No, but I'd say 7, 6, 7. Even a 6 is a pretty solid score for you making an Uncharted movie with Tom Holland.
I'd say 7.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you're going to stick with that, you're going to have some questions with the sequel. It's going to be interesting how you're gonna pivot. Do you remember all those live action Zelda trailers back in the day, like those fan things?
One of them I saw and I was like hyped about.
Yeah, we were kids. We were like, yeah, this looks so cool, and it wasn't.
It wasn't real.
It wasn't real at all.
Yeah. I
don't even remember what it was, but it was like they kept constantly talking about it. Anywho, what I'm saying is if you're gonna do this, if you mess this up, this is a big deal. So if you screw this up,
why do you think you picking live action is like a mess up right off the bat? Because now we have to worry about casting, whereas you could just make him look awesome. But what if they picked Breath of the Wild Link?
That's the thing.
Which is probably what they
Well, actually, the only reason why I don't think they'll do it is because of one thing.
Actually,
they're not.
The whole movie could be based off of.
No, they're not going to do that.
Breath of the Wild. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I'm only saying for one reason they're not going to do that. The Mario movie was a nostalgia. Like there was nothing from Sunshine. There was nothing from any of the newer games.
Or anything.
No, there was no gimmicks. It was just classic Mario with Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Okay, that was a good point.
Intro, like it's all nostalgia.
I was like, this better be a good reason, because otherwise I'm gonna think it's Breath of the Wild.
No,
for sure.
You can't do a story from that because there's nothing there.
No, I'm saying like that aesthetic.
The aesthetic...
Not based off the games.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to do
Really?
that. Simply because...
Mario hasn't changed aesthetically much at all.
That's true, but, like, I'm saying, like, they didn't add any of the gimmicks from
like, Mario hasn't changed. I guess, yeah, they didn't have Cappy.
They didn't have Cappy, they didn't have Flood, which I do like Flood.
I like Flood, too.
You can't do that for... If you're doing a classic Mario thing, you can't
They could do a Sunshine Movie.
Now that, I would see it summer, dude. That'd be totally the time to release it. This...
If they did aesthetically do...
The way I see it is...
I could see them, at least aesthetic, not doing any story from it maybe, but at least aesthetically doing a Breath of the Wild movie.
If you're going to do this, if you're going to do an Ocarina of Time adaptation, I will be excited. But for two different reasons. One, it could be terrible and I could laugh at it.
Yeah, but what if the aesthetic is...
If it is Breath of the Wild aesthetic...
The aesthetic, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, dude. You already alienated multiple... Like, anyone who is actually
they might?
A big Zelda fan...
I think that there's a possibility.
There's
not
a
that
possibility.
they base the story off of it, but they make Link look like a femboy.
If they're doing Ocarina of Time...
Although Link is kind of a femboy looking.
But there's a difference. You literally could dress him up in a woman's outfit, and he look like they even do that with the Gerudo, and he looks like a girl.
I remember
his eyes are too.
Logan was showing me that, and I was like, "Whoa!"
His eyes are too innocent, in my opinion.
He's like kind of a cutie patootie. Till you
find out he's a dude.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, don't go for that. That's not, dude. That isn't Link. That isn't Link. Link has. The problem is he had no intimidation. He didn't have like that angry, serious look, or that toned muscles.
Like I want him to be a beefcake.
I don't want to be a beefcake. They do the Rock Johnson. Oh gosh.
Oh.
Rock Johnson as Ganondorf. That'd be so funny. He's like, the Rock is back to the back. He's just coming in. You're gonna smell what the Rock is cooking. He just comes in. What if I could see them doing Rock Johnson as freaking Ganondorf.
He wouldn't be good.
The problem is he's not a good enough actor. Like, he's, like... I haven't seen anything he's been in. Like, I like him, but...
He's just a run-of-the-mill. Like, actor,
he's just kind of a meathead that you hire to shout, to scream, and look like... He's got a superhero look to him, I'll say.
He did great as, the You're Welcome.
Oh, yeah, as Maui.
Great as that guy, but that was voice acting.
He could have been real Maui, too. I mean, he looked like Rock. He looked like Rock, the Rock Johnson.
He actually killed it in that role.
He was great. I honestly am kind of sad. Like, he got screen time, but he was kind of like a very side character. Like, he had his parts, but he was kind of the butt. He was the butt of jokes, is what I'm saying. He was mostly like, that's Rock's role all the time. He's always a character who's like goofy, and so no, he would not fit. He would not fit any of these characters, and that's what's sad about Zelda. You kind of are shafted because if you don't pick Ocarina of Time, you don't have a cast.
True.
Like, there's a couple games I can think of that have.
They're not gonna pick story. They're not gonna at least not gonna pick the story. For Breath of the Wild. I'm saying because there really is none.
There is none.
But I'm saying like they might pick how he looks.
Yes.
On that.
Which it's like, dude.
Which I would hate.
Well, that would clash with what we made. That clashes with the story. That clashes with the way he looks. That clashes with the tone. And if you mess up the tone, guess what? People love the Hero of Time. And if that happens, if you replace the Hero of Time with another Link, like not in a mod sense where, you're just modding the game. If you do that, people will riot. He is the most popular Link out there.
Yeah. Him the Link that we know?
Yes. Him, Wind Waker Link, Breath of the Wild Link, and Twilight Princess Link are the most defined Links, I'll say.
I really think people think Twilight Princess is...
Yeah, dude. Twilight Princess Link is actually pretty popular. He's got like an emo... He's more emo looking, which is kind of funny because he's like...
Oh, how he looks, you mean?
Yeah, he's more emo.
So to say, like, I don't know... Like, most time I talk to people about Zelda, they know Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I know Majora's Mask.
I'm saying Zelda fans that know, like Zelda, hardcore Zelda fans is what I'm talking about. The people who will play freaking...
I didn't need to play Breath of the Wild. Still,
every game. I refuse to play that game. And
not Breath of the Wild. I mean,
Twilight Princess.
I've tried to play Breath of the Wild. I've been meaning to give it another chance.
Give it a shot. But I'm gonna be honest.
When I played it for like 2 weeks, I was like,
I just couldn't. I played it for a week, and I was done. I was like, I can't sit here and play this game. I tried to get back into it, but it just. I beat one dungeon, and that's enough for you to know how much I liked it. If I beat one dungeon in a Zelda game, you know it's a bad one.
Even they aren't even really dungeons. They're like...
Yeah, they're pseudo dungeons.
Which is...
They're really short. They're even short. Not just like the shrines. The actual dungeons are terrible. People hated those. But even the diehard Breath of the Wild fans hated those dungeons.
It doesn't even have the same aesthetic. It's like it has this weird like steampunk vibe to it almost. Where you're like,
that's the problem.
Like,
like,
what the crap is happening?
It's like the music. You know what they went for?
Oh, dude, the music was. I'm like into some weird music.
Yeah, but that's like lazy.
This is
Zelda.
like I can't even.
Like you're supposed to hear dun da da da.
Like, I don't even know what's happening.
Where's the epic music, dude? You know what I want? You know what would be really cool? How about we match the Lord of the Rings movies in tone? If we have to go for a tone, if you want to go for, if they can't do Ocarina of Time, like Hobbit, kind of Shire, because the forest is kind of like the Shire. Where he grows up is very much like that.
Do you think they're gonna? Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying if they don't want to be faithful, which Nintendo's kind of difficult sometimes.
Do you think that they're going to base it heavily off something or not at all?
I'm kind of in the base territory because what else do you do? Mario has defined characters. You got Wario, Waluigi, you got Mario, you got Luigi. Like, yes, it's goofy, but there's history behind these characters. They appear in these games. You know what they're like. What else are they going to do with Zelda than do Ocarina of Time? What else are you going to do? You can't pull characters. True. You can't take Saria out of Ocarina of Time and shove her in something else. Yeah. You can't take.
It's not like Mario where it's gonna be
you can't just go.
As you want, we're like, cool.
Like people are gonna be mad if they start seeing ideas just being taken and not given their due. So if you can't give the idea its due, if you can't make it high quality, if you can't make it fit, I'm not saying you always have to base it off of something, but for the beginning, you might have to.
So you can't take Link and Zelda and stuff and just slap them into some random...
You can't slap them in like a slice of life scenario and be like, you can't have them goofing around and doing all this crap. Zelda's a princess.
Like, there's so much history there that
if you do that, guess what? Everyone's going to be like...
That if they don't...
What's the point of the movie? What's the point of the movie if you take those things out? If you take out the goddesses, if you take out any of that stuff, it's not Zelda.
Yeah.
If you don't...
The characters are too serious to take... They have too much history for you to just, like, ignore that.
Which is why...
Mario is, like, his history is, like, who cares? He saves Peach, there's Bowser. No. You could...
The only one I'd argue has a story is Luigi's Mansion. That's it.
Yeah, but that's not Mario. I mean, that's...
That's what I'm saying, is, like...
Dude, they made a movie of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why have you not made a movie of that?
That would be a perfect movie.
It's like Ghostbusters, but it's got, like, that...
Just screaming... They should just do that instead of this Zelda.
You could make it spooky and weird, actually. You could kind of make it a little eerie because Luigi's Mansion. It's not terrifying, but I'm saying the first game's got a.
Dude, you could literally. That's what you should be doing next.
I agree with you.
Not Zelda.
I agree with you.
Because Mario, everyone's gonna love watching Luigi and Mario.
No,
everyone.
No one should. Like with Zelda, you know what you should do? Sit on a script for a couple years.
Mario's almost like screaming for you to make a movie. Dude. And Luigi, like they're like screaming for you to make many movies about them.
Wario, Waluigi, like there are so many characters that you could.
I feel like people would love a Wario Waluigi movie.
Like
because we don't know much about.
No,
we don't see them much.
Like Wario has.
Wario we've seen some, but Waluigi we've seen like none.
No, he was in DDR Mario Mix. That's what he was in. And then fans were like, "Why is he not in Smash Bros?" Why is he not in Smash Bros?
I'm not gonna lie, this is not. I will say this news is. I would have not guessed that this is.
You see what I'm saying? Like I thought that too. I was like, if you're gonna do Zelda,
it's probably gonna be really bad.
If you're gonna do Zelda,
and I don't mean like I know I'm saying that. I'm saying the bar low, but if it's even here,
that's still bad.
then yeah. Oh,
you need to be like
you have to be here.
Yeah.
You have to hit the ceiling.
Because really, like,
because this is big. This isn't just
with
Mario.
stuff like this. I will be happy if you don't fully disappoint.
Like Mario can be corny, Mario can be goofy, Mario can be
like,
anything you want.
I will be okay. I'll be like, okay, not bad, but that's like the bar's low. What I mean is, as long as they don't make me really disappointed in them, they did a pretty good job. Because most likely, I'm going to be really disappointed in whatever they do.
You know what I'm expecting? Remember that Mario live action movie from you didn't see it, but I saw clips from it.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's the old one when they're in New York, and it's like more mature kind of. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's interesting. It's
not good.
Bob
but
Hoskins.
It's also Mario, so it's like silly and fun. True.
See what I'm saying? Like you can't mess up Mario. You almost can't mess up Mario.
I'm kind of like, okay.
Who cares?
I'm just like interesting take on Mario. Like, cool.
Yeah, who cares? But with Zelda, it's like you have to have that mood. You have to have that style. You have to have that.
If you don't do my boy Link right, and my girl Zelda right, and Ganondorf
I'm going to kill you
off the bat.
I'm going to kill you. I will go in. I will commit serial murder. I will come in with like an AK, shoot up the. I'll be like, Miyamoto, give me the rights. Give me the rights right now. I pointed at him. Give me the rights. Just give me the rights right now. If you don't give me the rights, you're done. You're done as a company. Except I won't even kill them. I'll just shoot all I'll shoot their hard drives, so that their precious games will be gone. I'll be like, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to ruin everything. Corporate sabotage.
The comics will shoot myself.
Oh gosh. Someday that'll have to be shown.
It'll be.
But
yeah.
Come on.
You're like how you were so quick. Like, I'll kill it.
I was like, I'll kill it.
I will kill it.
I'm not gonna kill it.
I know it's a funny joke though.
Yeah.
It's right away. I will kill them.
You took my favorite Zelda. You took Zelda, my favorite franchise out there.
You've already basically
best thing ever. You tanked it already. So this movie is just
for us old fans. Like, is there did TJ like Breath of the Wild? He does.
He said it was terrible.
Okay,
after
he did.
A while, he was like, "Yeah, this isn't that good." He was like, "Are they gonna switch styles?" He was like that. I was like, "No, they're not gonna switch styles."
Okay, so you're.
But we have a chance here. If this movie does well and they pair to nostalgia, they might give us back our games. You know, they might give us back. They'll come back to that style one day. They can't ignore it forever.
You think?
No. Nintendo never does that, dude. With Mario, they've gone back to 2D Mario and 3D Mario. You know what I think should happen?
Nintendo Mario is easily could be whatever you want.
But guess what?
You can make a not even 2.5. You could make another like Super Nintendo looking Mario game.
Look amazing.
Be like, I actually probably think that was more sick.
Yeah, and you get what I'm saying though. Like with Zelda.
But if you made the same thing with Zelda, I would think the same thing.
Like, what people don't understand about Zelda is, I want this to expand the franchise. If this does well, it'll expand it. Let's get some spin-offs for characters in games. Like, this could make the series bigger. And that's what I want.
If it does well.
If it does well, we could have a bigger series. We could have full anime. I would watch a Zelda anime. I would see... Like, people don't get it. Like, Nintendo doesn't get it. Zelda has been locked down in this trance of just being one thing for so long that it's kind of refreshing to see a movie, because this could make things better. This could make things bigger, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm not optimistic.
I'm trying to look at the bright side, the potential.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but potentially does well. We can see one of our favorite series of all time
get bigger.
It set to different heights.
Yeah. It'd be like the Sonic movie. Like, the Sonic movie has drawn so many people to... I'm not going to watch it just because...
You mean the live action?
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it because...
I have not watched it.
I can't.
I don't even want to watch it. But it was a great podcast conversation when they showed the original design.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That was out of touch.
Oh, that...
To say the least.
What if Nintendo does that, though? That's the thing, man. You never know.
They
never know.
Well, Sega at least listened eventually.
Yeah, well, dude, Sega, you know what Sega does? They let you mod their games. They put you on the team if you do good enough.
Yeah,
Sega's cool.
Nintendo's an actual lame company.
But
their IPs are beloved, and it's the only reason that they stay afloat at all.
Fans have a passion
for it. They got Mario, they got Zelda. Those two in and of itself, they got Pokemon. Those three things, I feel like, are keeping it afloat. And when I say Mario, I include like Mario Kart, stuff like that.
Do you know how many days I'd sat there thinking I'd really like to mod Zelda because they're not going to do classic Zelda again? I can't do it because they'll just cease and desist me and push me to the ground and then kill me. Basically, they'll be like, your career's over, your life is over if you touch our property. Which, come on, guys. If this movie does well, maybe they'll chill out. Maybe they can chill out. Maybe they can realize that if they move to another medium, it's not going to fall apart. It's like, stop being so possessive over these things. Your series would be at the top of the Steam charts at this point. If you just had online multiplayer for all your games.
Well, imagine how much money they would make if they just
released everything.
Had stuff on Steam. They'd make killer money.
Not just drop feed it, just put it there.
But do they even need to do that? It doesn't seem like it. It's the same reason we haven't seen a new game system from them, because the Switch is still selling like hot.
I guess the reason why I'm saying it is you would get so much more though. Expanding the base would get you so many.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm not saying
that's what Sega did.
I'm just saying that yeah, they're just like weird about stuff. Think how people will constantly say, "When are we getting a new Nintendo system? When are we getting a new Nintendo system?"
They're like OLED,
and they're like OLED, but it's like, until it stops selling, why would they make another one? It's still one of the most popular sold game systems ever.
Yeah.
Like, why would they make another one when it's still selling like hotcakes? It makes no sense.
So really, if you're gonna do,
I hate that they're like that, but it's like, that's just a fact.
Well, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna be possessive over this stuff, that's a friend.
Friend?
Yes, Nathan.
Oh, okay.
So no, what I'm saying is this has to be good. This has to be good, or everything's done.
Has to be incredible.
And this could make the franchise bigger, is what I'm saying. This has potential to do so much for the series.
Let's have high hopes.
I'm not hopeful that it'll be good, but if it is good,
it'll be fire.
This will be amazing because the series will get bigger. Yeah. It'll get better. I'm surprised Mario hasn't expanded back into shows again like it used to. You know, how it had all those cartoons and stuff. Were they good? No, but I mean,
we've got a ton of
hooked on the brothers to the bridge.
Yeah, we got. Dude. Yeah.
Like there's good aspects of it.
Said that
many times, and that intro's in the movie. That intro's in the movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They pull they do like the whole.
Okay, well, genius. Just do that.
Koopas and Troopas. Don't do rap though.
No, I'm saying do that same. You know what we love.
Yes,
you know what we like.
Yes, we liked the show because it was like memey and
you'll be
fun.
hooked on the brothers
to the bridge. Like it was so funny.
Oh my god.
A Hotel Mario movie, that'd be funny. Just recreation of that. Like people would hate it, but it would be so funny.
You got Koopas and Troopas.
What if they did the CDI games where he's like, gee, it sure is boring around here. If they did that.
I was going to say like lots of spaghetti, stuff like that. Just that stuff was like...
That would be an amazing... People would watch that.
They don't know it, but like that, whoever made that cartoon like changed the internet.
Oh yeah, Hotel Mario. That's a video game.
Yeah.
It looks like a cartoon. I thought it was a cartoon show too. No, that's a cartoon.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a football. It's a football. I chiseled it, and he's like, it's a stone, Luigi.
Yeah,
like
that?
People still talk about that to this day.
Yeah.
Somehow they still talk about it.
Yeah, it's like, I just feel like it's part of internet culture.
Oh, yeah.
Who would have thought that guy making that cartoons however long ago?
Oh, yeah. Those and people would make fun of it, but it was hilarious, dude.
How are we going to find the princess?
With the power going out. Like, and now I want to...
Like Mario's such a douche.
What's so irritating...
You didn't make it.
What's so irritating about this is, you are right. Luigi's Mansion would be the safer choice. It would be the much more logical...
Yeah.
What else?
You're going to make a great movie and everyone's going to love it. You already killed it with Mario. You could probably do just as good with Luigi. You're not going to ruin Luigi's Mansion.
Like, what in the world made you choose Zelda?
For live action.
Yeah, that's...
At least do the CG.
Very odd. It's very odd that they chose it. You could have chosen CG. You could have chosen anything. You could have chosen Disney-style animation and I wouldn't have complained.
I've been shocked before, so in the words of Panic at the Disco, gotta have high hopes for a living. And I'm not gonna lie. I want to have high hopes for this. I do have high hopes for it in the sense of delusionally, that I'm obviously gonna be logical about it. But people have shocked me before. The Wonka trailer, I was like, this is gonna be so bad. We watched the Wonka trailer and I was like,
But the thing is, you have a trailer. In a trailer, like, I saw the Venom versus Carnage trailer, that, you know, Venom 2. I thought, oh, this will be kind of cool. And then I watched it and I was like...
Yeah, but Venom 1 was like...
It was alright.
Could have been better.
I thought it was decent. It wasn't great. Like, it wasn't this... Would I have wanted it to be a lot darker and have Eddie be a bit more...
Yeah. I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about one of my friends would always, like, make fun of his, like, Eddie Brock, because he was, like, kind of, like, quiet.
He always kind of...
He's like, I don't want to hurt nobody.
he does.
Was, like,
yeah,
so...
he's, like, from Brooklyn. And the Brooklyn accent is in other versions. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not saying it's
but
not
he's more of, like, an angry... You know what I wanted?
He was, like, such a soft guy.
I wanted him to be more villainous, because that is Eddie Brock. He's more tough. He's more bodybuilder. Like, he's
I get they want to give you a reason to, like, root for him, because otherwise you're just kind of like...
He's kind of like a douche. He's like, hey there, you know,
but,
Peter.
So they made it... They want to make him, like, so I want to root for him.
I'm going to be honest.
Like, why? But...
I would have picked... If I would have stayed true to him, I would have made him an absolute tool.
Better than Peter?
Oh, yeah, freaking Topher. We talked about Topher Grace. That's probably the thing... When it comes to Venom, that's all people remember these days. He's like...
He's the worst Eddie Brock I've ever seen.
Like, I want you to kill Spider-Man. He's like praying to God that Spider-Man dies. Like, who wrote this? I'm peeking the mic, but who wrote this? Who? Like, come on, Sam. You can do better than that. You could have done Venom. All right, we're getting
over
to the end.
But yes, great podcast.
Agreed.
News, by the way.
Yes, that filled up an entire episode.
And we could probably even... I could probably go another hour on this.
We could have went... like entire weeks of
it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But
agreed.
God bless. See you next week.
God bless, folks.